All right. Can you hear me now? You still can't hear me. No sound. Still can't hear me. You still can't hear me? Okay, I don't know why. Off, and then I'm gonna turn it back on. There you go. It's it's on. It was off. Can you hear me now? Please tell me. Can you hear me now? Oh my goodness. New sign language. Can you hear me? Oh God. Yes. Oh goodness. Lord. Yes. Thumbs up, please. Everybody. You can hear me? You can hear me? Yes. Okay. Okay. Again, for those of you that did not hear me, we have a new PA here. I guess production assistant, you want to call her, Miss Susie. She actually works for the mortuary, but she's also a great help and asset to my channel as well as Miss Lachelle back there in the background. Um, but welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for bearing with me with all the technical difficulties. Again, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. We talk about all things funeral home industry here with some, maybe some additional topics sometimes, but for the most part, we talk about the funeral industry here. And for all of those that are in here, give me a like. That helps to get my content exposed, and it just helps my channel. And yeah, so today I know you guys saw the topic that we're going to be discussing, and it's a rather touchy one, and it's a rather sensitive one for me as well, and for anyone who's in the industry that can relate. I'm hoping that this works properly this time, because remember we had some technical difficulties with the video, but let's see if I can do this. Lord Jesus, help me. Let me see if I could do it. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see the screen, Lachelle?
Hanga, who allowed us to record morning, not family, says.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Do you can see my screen there? All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show this video. Hopefully you can hear it, you can see it, and let's go ahead and get into it. Now I'm just gonna let me go ahead and let me go ahead and give you a background, just a little bit of a background story on before I show the video, there was a funeral home in, I believe it's New York, that had an incident with a family, in which the family decided that they wanted to sue them. And that is like the worst. That's like your worst, one of your worst nightmares as a funeral home owner. You never want to get sued. You never want a family to be unhappy, period. But to go to the extent of suing, yeah, you never want that. And I felt for both sides because I am in the industry. Of course, I felt for the funeral home itself, but then I also, because I'm a human being and I have compassion, I felt for the family. So we're going to talk about it, but let's get into this video. Oh my goodness, I keep showing the wrong one. All right, here we go.
Brooklyn family says they Lisa Rosner says the family is suing the funeral home because they don't want this to happen to anyone else. With just flowers and a photo of 37-year-old Regina Christoph, this was not the goodbye her family wanted. They hired McManus Funeral Home on Avenue N shortly after her death, June 24th, but asked for a funeral date 2 weeks later so family could fly in for the open casket memorial service. But the day of the funeral, her mom says Christoph was so unrecognizable the casket was removed.
It was very decomposed. It was a bad stench. Her dress was filthy. They put a whole bunch of makeup all over the white dress. They had a garbage bag around her neck, a black one. They had two bags around her feet, you know, as to say she was garbage.
The family made repeated attempts to see the body before the actual funeral, and they were denied access until the day of.
To make matters worse, the family says the funeral director wasn't even on site, only a receptionist.
He came over and took the extra cloth that was hanging off of the casket and covered her face with it.
Then they say a family member and the employee removed the casket, but they were traumatized.
When I got home, I couldn't even stand. We're in the Haitian community. The dead is sacred.
The medical examiner tells us Christoph's body was picked up June 24th and ready for release the next day. But the family says even though at that time they were in contact with the funeral home waited several days to pick her body up. We spoke with funeral director Anthony Tanga, who allowed us to record the conversation.
Why did her body end up the way that it was?
I think there was a lot of factors, the heat factor, the date, from the date of death to the day the family came in, to the day she was removed, to the viewing. I mean, it was days and days.
Was there any lapse in communication among your staff?
No, she was embalmed, she was refrigerated, kept in what's called a cold room.
The Christoph family said they never received any apology. Through tears, Tanga had this message for Christoph's mother.
I don't know what to tell you, but tell her I'll always pray for her and love her. I want forgiveness first, and I need it. And if she doesn't give it to me, I'm fine with it. But am I sorry? With all my heart, I'm sorry.
Afterward, Tanga did walk across the street to apologize in person, but she declined to speak with him.
The day of the funeral is when I tried to call him, and the receptionist, he went in the back to talk to him. And he came back. He said, Anthony doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Attorney John Daly is not involved in this case, but says New York law gives families the right to respectfully say goodbye to a loved one.
Once the body is in the custody of the funeral home, they need to pick it up immediately.
He adds a family should have access to see the body whenever they want to. But for Christoph's family, their last images of her haunt them. They try to replay memories like this of the nurse and single mom of two's bubbly and outgoing personality.
All right, Todd Tucker.
No one said goodbye. No one. He took that right away from us for us to say goodbye.
In Flatlands, Brooklyn, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
The woman's family says they paid about $6,000 for the funeral costs. They say they were never offered a refund. The family filed a lawsuit against the funeral home last week.
Honey, 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 honey. There's so many layers to this story. When I saw it, okay, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna need you to be quiet. So there's so many layers. When I first saw it, I cringed. When I first saw the title, the funeral home was being sued by a family, I instantly, of course, clicked on it. This happened about a week ago, and as far as the story came out about a week ago, and it's something that hit home for me because this could happen to any funeral home, and I'm sure it's happened to more than just this funeral home, but this funeral home is being highlighted and because they're being sued or what have you. But this could happen to anybody. It could easily happen to anybody. I don't even want to say it could happen to us because no, Jesus, you gonna protect us in Jesus' name. You gonna protect us. But this situation is sad on so many levels. My prayers and my heart and condolences goes out to that family. So you guys, please make sure that you keep that family in your prayers because dealing with not only dealing with the loss, you're grieving because you lost a loved one, but then you wasn't able to say goodbye properly. In your mind, you wasn't able to say goodbye properly because of the condition of the remains. That has to be an even just worse situation to be in. So keep them in your prayers. I just wanted to highlight this story only because it is within the funeral home industry, and like I said, it can happen to any funeral home. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about was, first of all, they mentioned the date of when they picked up. Now they didn't say that the exact date or when the remains were ready to be picked up for the funeral home to pick up. They didn't say the exact date or time, but they did say that they did not pick up right away for whatever reason. And I'm just going to explain to you what we do here at Exquisite. It's not something that's done everywhere. Every funeral home is different. So, but what we do here at Exquisite, we give the family a 2-week time frame from the date of pickup to have their services. That is just our policy because we are a humble establishment. Our establishment is not that large. Therefore, our refrigeration is not that large. And when you have a loved one that's coming in that's going to be viewed by the public, is going to need to be embalmed and viewed by the public, you and then the service date is maybe a month out. It's kind of hard to keep the remains in good condition if the refrigeration is we're too overloaded with the refrigeration, or we have other, because we take care of county cases as well, PA county cases as well, so we need refrigeration for that as well. So y'all already know we need a larger facility, just point blank period. But to keep all of that down, to maintain the preservation of the remains, we ask that the family have their service within 2 weeks. After that, we're going to have to charge them for storage and refrigeration. Why? Because we're going to have to make some arrangements to make sure that loved one is kept refrigerated and kept preserved properly before their service. So if you have a family that comes in and they're saying that they're going to have their service a month out, 2 months out, y'all think I'm kidding. Sometimes it'd be 2 months out and you'd be like, wait, what? It's August. You want your service in October? No. What you think this is? And I'm not saying that that's what the situation was with this family. I have no clue what the situation was with this family, but I'm just giving you a scenario that we get on several occasions, families that want to come in and they want to have their services so far out, and we're like, yeah, the embalming slows down the decomposition process, but realistically, we want to get your loved one services had in a timely manner, so that way we don't come into any problems. We do not, especially in the summertime with this heat. you know, anything could happen. Lord forbid, I don't even want to say it, but refrigeration can go down. Lord, please don't. But, you know, anything can happen. You know, anything can happen. And of course, it would be on us to make sure that, those loved ones are taken care of. It definitely will be our responsibility. And in that case, yes, that funeral home is their responsibility. But like I said, I don't know the full details of the story or the situation. I'm not for sure if the family was told in advance, maybe that, hey, we're not going to pick up right away, because they could be busy. It could, and I hate to say that, but yeah, they could be a funeral home that was overwhelmed. Like, we get a lot of calls from another large establishment that's really in close proximity to us. We get a lot of calls from families saying that they're full, or they can't have their services till a month out or so, because of the fact that they are full and they don't have any availability right away for them to have services. So, you know, their loss is our gain with that family. We gain that family because they're not able to provide services in a timely manner. But they may have a huge bomb refrigeration system, which I know they do because I've been there. I picked up from there before. So they do. They have a very large refrigeration system, so they're not worried about the loved ones' remains breaking down faster than usual, like we are. Because once you're embalmed, we don't technically have to put you in refrigeration. We just keep you in a nice, cool area. But our facility is small, so I say that all the time. We're very, very humble inside, so we don't have many space, like, places to store our loved ones. So we just encourage the family to have services within 2 weeks. Like I said, don't know what that situation was. Don't know if they was explained that, but we get a lot of times families coming in saying, oh, they tried to rush us. They tried to rush the service. No, we did not. We did not try to rush you to have your services. No, not at all. But you do have a right to go somewhere else. Our policies and procedures are what works for us, what works for us and our families, what keeps our loved ones preserved, and what we know that will help keep our loved ones preserved. You can go anywhere, though. You can choose to go anywhere. You don't have to stay here. But we had a situation where a family said that we tried to rush them to have their services, and it wasn't true. We give you 2 weeks from the date of pickup, and that is told to you. It's emailed to you. I mean, we verbalize it, we email it, we make sure that we let them know that that's the case. But like I said, I don't know what the situation was with this funeral home. But I know that we do get families that do fib. I'm not saying that family was lying, y'all. Please. I did not say that. I'm just saying we get families that do fib, okay? Now, they wasn't able to view their loved one until the date of service. I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I had a family to come today that I'm working with, and they wanted to view their loved one, but they did not tell me that ahead of time. Now, we don't mind allowing you to take a look at your loved one and make sure that because a lot of times people just need that closure. And I know this family is not locally based. They're actually traveling here to take care of the arrangements, but they sent someone here that is local to view the remains. And unfortunately, I could not allow that to happen. Why? Because we're a small establishment. We don't have a large team, and I would have had to get somebody to help get the loved one out of refrigeration and get set up and everything for that. So I said that I let them know that, no, you have to let us know that ahead of time, so that way we can prepare your loved one so that you can see them. And they were fine with that. So the actual contracted party is coming in tomorrow. She's flying in, and she's going to come in, and we're going to make sure that her loved one is set up for her to see. Now, I don't know, like I said, I don't know the situation with this funeral home. I don't know why they did not allow the family to view their loved one until the date of service. That's not how you do things. It's just not how you do things. It's just not how you do things. And they could have had their reasons. I don't know, but there's no excuse to not allow a family to see their loved one until the date of service. No excuse at all. So we definitely allow the family to come in and see the loved one once the loved one is dressed and cosmetized and ready for services, of course, because they need to come and approve and make sure that loved one is in viewable for the public, or they give us approval to allow the public to view. Sometimes they'll come and say, ooh, no, I don't think I want anyone to see, because they may have swelled up, or they may look a lot different because they lost a lot of weight or whatever. And we can't work miracles here. So, I mean, sometimes we're able to work out some miracles, but sometimes we're not. And if they was full of fluid and we wasn't able to aspirate as much off that the family thought was deemed good enough to view for the public to view, then it's totally up to them. So sometimes they'll give us the okay, and sometimes they'll say, you know what, no, we want to just have it closed casket, and that's the family's, that's their right. But again, this family said that they were not even given the opportunity to view their loved one ahead of time. So of course, yeah, they were traumatized at the coming to the service and seeing somebody that did not look like their loved one. So I like I said, I don't know the situation, but that, yeah, not good. Then the other thing was the funeral director. No, the black bag. The black bag. Let's talk about this black garbage bag that they said that they had around their loved one's body. Now, mind you, y'all not gonna be happy with what I have to say, but this is the truth about the industry. If, say, the funeral home ran out of what's called unionols, this is what we put on loved ones that are maybe have some leakage or any kind of fluid that may leak out. We'll put that unionol. It's like a coverall, plastic like coverall on the loved one to keep from leakage and everything. Now maybe they ran out. I don't know the situation, y'all, but yes, they do resort to using other things such as garbage bags to preserve, and they supposed to wrap. But hold on, y'all, don't kill me. They do wrap them. They're supposed to wrap them very discreetly, and to the point where the family don't see it, don't know it's there. You know what I mean? But this family looked like they was all up in the casket. They said from the head to from the top part of her body all the way to the feet. And I'm like, what was they doing looking at the feet? Hey, that's their loved one. I get it. But in the industry, we don't allow you to open and do all of that. We don't here. We don't allow you to open up the casket and do all of that, because you gotta, there's some stuff that we try to keep from you all. And it's just respectfully, you don't want to see what we have to do in order to preserve your loved one. And it's not to disrespect or anything. It's just that what we have to do to preserve their remains, so that there's no fluid leaking out. There's maybe no odor or what have you. They said that there was an odor and everything. And I'm just like, wow, what in the world did that funeral home do? What did y'all do? But we do that, but you're supposed to do it in a discreet manner to where the clothing covers it and you don't see it. You don't know it's there. Because even if there was a coverall on her and the family went to touch or whatever, you're still going to hear something, because we had to, they had to preserve her the way that they think or deemed necessary to preserve her. But then when we get into the topic of the condition of the remains, again, my fellow funeral home, what did y'all do? I don't understand. Even if you picked up at a later date, how much later was it, and where was the loved one's remains? See, that's why I can't really speak on that part of how long they waited to pick up, because I don't know. First of all, I don't know how long it was, And then second, I don't know where the remains were. Was she at the coroner's office? Was she at the hospital? I don't know. And usually those facilities have good refrigeration systems. Well, we hope that they have good refrigeration systems that will preserve the remains until we pick up. But you run a risk. You run a risk because the family is trusting you. They're trusting the funeral home to take care of that loved one. So if you tell the family that you're going to pick up at a later date, you you need to back it up. Make sure that what your word is going to mean something when you say to them that don't worry. The remains should be, your loved ones should be fine. They're in good refrigeration until we pick up and what have you. And contact that place and make sure of that, because we do that to save our family money. We do that to save our family money. We're going to pick up at a later date because you want your service further out. So to save you money, we're going to coordinate with that facility to make sure it's okay to pick up your loved one at a later date. We're going to check up on that loved one. Hey, how is the condition of the remains? Do you think we need to pick up a little sooner? And then we'll just encourage the family to have their services a lot sooner. You know what I mean? It's just, they're trusting us. They're trusting us that we know what we're doing. We know this industry. We know that, how long the remains can stay refrigerated before it starts to really break down. They're trusting us and our expertise. So we have to do our due diligence to make sure that what we're saying, is honored. So I'm just pointing out some things of my fellow funeral home owner. I don't know what the situation was, but man, the funeral director was not on site at the time of the viewing. That's normal. The funeral director is not always there. Now, if it was the actual service or what have you, then yeah, I don't know. I guess they could say that, but the funeral director is not always there. I don't know in other states how they do things, but here in Southern California, the funeral director doesn't always have to be there. But this was in New York. I don't know the laws in New York. So the cloth over the face, we do that. We do cover the face to protect the casket. Again, don't know if it was a rental casket, because if it was a rental casket, one of the funeral home's caskets that they rent out, then yes, you have to cover their face to make sure that they don't get any makeup or anything on the casket. But if that was a casket that they purchased from the funeral home, then yeah, I don't know. Y'all, I don't know. And even sometimes if it's a casket that they purchase from us and we cover their face at the viewing, we do that at the viewing, because just in case somebody, during the transporting of the loved one, maybe the loved one has to be transported to another location for the service, and then the shifting around or whatever, just in case of that, even though we can lower the loved one in the casket, but just in case something gets bumped around or whatever during the transport, we cover the face to keep to make sure that the loved one doesn't get makeup or anything on any of the inside, because the inside is obviously it's going to be lighter than, it's going to be a light in, what is it called, crepe. The crepe on the inside is going to be light, so we want to protect that and make sure that doesn't get messed up or dirty or stained or anything like that. So we do sometimes do that. Now, in this situation, I don't know the details. I'm not for sure why they did it, but that is why we do it. What did I go through all my notes on this one? Okay. Now, the heat. When the reporter asked the funeral director, y'all, why did the funeral director sound guilty to me? Did he sound guilty to y'all? He sounds so guilty. And I hate to talk bad about the funeral director because of the fact that I'm in this industry. I get it. It could happen to me, and I'm praying that it doesn't. But, we should have some kind of camaraderie. How do you say that word? Camaraderie. There you go. But we don't. Let's just keep it real. We don't. But we should. But why did he say when asked, what happened to the remains, he said, I don't know, it could be, a number of factors such as the heat and all this stuff. But then he went on to say, but we did embalm and refrigerate. Well, if you embalmed and had the loved one refrigerated, then why would you say heat? Why would you claim that heat was a factor in the breaking down of the body? I don't understand. It just ain't adding up. What they say, the math ain't mathing. It's just not adding up. I just cringed when I heard that part because I was like, oh my God. And then he started crying. I was like, what? You don't cry unless you guilty, unless you felt like you did something wrong. Am I right? I mean, he had me for a minute, and then he put foot in mouth, and then he start crying. Oh God, I just want to tell that family. Oh no, I don't want to hear it, sir. At this point, I'm the family. I'm looking at this like I'm the family. And I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Like, seriously, why are you crying? And then you gonna go try to apologize. No, I don't want your apology at this point, sir. I want my loved one. I want to be able to say my goodbyes to my loved one and they look like themselves. I was trying to be on his side, y'all, until he started breaking down crying and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, no, that's guilt. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys let me know what y'all thoughts, but that's my thoughts on the situation. If you're gonna be in this industry, you can't be all about the money. I'm gonna repeat that, right? I'm gonna repeat that and put emphasis on it. And I'm not Mr. Uncle Joe, who repeats what's said on the prompter, because I don't have a prompter. But anyways, that's another topic. Anyways, you cannot be in this industry. You cannot be in the funeral home industry if it's all about money to you. If it was all about money to us, do you think I would be still in this building right here? No, ma'am. No. Because it's not all about money to us. We're trying to help families. That's it. That's it. We want our compassion to exude to these families. We want the light of Jesus to shine through. You know what I mean? And I'm not, we're not going to get deep on that, but that's a fact. We want these families to come in and feel our heart. It's not all about money, and it shouldn't be all about money to any of these other funeral homes. And he should have just offered some type of something to the family before it went this far. He should have offered something to, and it wasn't said in the news broadcast that he did. So I don't know if he did or not, but they suing him. And I'm gonna try to keep up with that story to see what happens. I really would love to reach out to the family somehow and talk to them and maybe have them on our show, but we'll figure that out. But my heart goes out to that family. I want your thoughts. I wanted your thoughts. Now, let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm gonna let you guys call in. Now, listen. Before y'all get all excited and be like, oh my God, Miss Ray figured it out. No. I didn't fully figure it out. But I came up with something that should work. And I'm hoping that it works. So I'm going to need Miss Susie, who is hopefully watching in the back, to let me know if she can hear, let me know if everything is all good. But, Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a number on the screen. Not that. We're gonna put me back on the screen with the number. There we go. And then I'm gonna let y'all call in, and we just gonna test this whole thing out live, okay? And yeah, the audio for the person that's calling in may not be the greatest, so bear with us. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get somebody that's watching that knows how to do this stuff to call in and be like, right, Miss Wright, this is how you do it. Or they're gonna send me an email and let me know, hey, this is how you do it. And then I'll be like, oh my God, okay, thank you. Okay. But if you have some thoughts on this topic, please, by all means, call that number. And we got a caller. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hello? Uh-oh, can you turn me down? You got to turn me down, sweetie.
Is that better?
I think so. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just called the number watching Miss Ray.
Yes, this is Miss Ray. You are speaking with Miss Ray. Hi, thank you so much for calling. Do you have any thoughts on this topic?
Yes, I am currently a mortuary student, and I just called, and I see that there's a lawsuit going on with a funeral home in New York.
Yes.
And I just kind of like, I'm trying to get the base of what really happened because I just tuned in.
Oh, okay.
And I heard a little bit about, of course, we put like a cloth or some type of tissue Kleenex over the loved one's face when closing a casket, things of that nature. But I didn't catch, the base of the lawsuit of what really happened. And I want to not iterate, but kind of like put my input into it.
Okay, so no, the funeral home is being sued by a family who says that when they came to the service to view their loved one, that their loved one was the body was in very poor condition, and to the point where they didn't really recognize her, and that there was an odor. They were complaining about there being the loved one being wrapped in a garbage bag. And what else? Wow. Pretty much the condition of the remains was very poor. So yeah, so they're really upset about that. And so what do you think? What do you think about the family suing that funeral home?
I think they have the absolute right to sue the funeral home because even though I'm not a funeral home owner, but I am a mortuary student. I'm a current mortuary student, and of course, our first number one goal is to help serve and provide comfort, compassion to the families at all times. This is like what I caught the part where Miss Ray said, funeral. It's not about the money in this business.
Right.
It's never about the money. And one thing first is you put the family first.
Yes.
You do what you can for that loved one. When that loved one enters into the custody of a funeral home,
yes,
you are then in charge of preparing that loved one in decency, with dignity, and you have to abide by what the family wants.
Right.
And for the family to show up at the the church or the location for the funeral or the day of, and view the loved one in the casket, and they're finding all these things that are wrong. That is a big old red flag. That is a no-no.
Yeah.
Because the one thing about it is that, like what Miss Ray said, now I caught certain parts of Miss Ray. Now I agree so much with Miss Ray, and to what she said that. I know down here I'm in Georgia. Okay. And I know a lot of times the way we normally do things down here at funeral homes down in Georgia is prior to the day of the service, we allow the family to come in, what we call like family hour,
Right.
So a lot of families come in privately to view their loved one discreetly before the viewing becomes public. I think that is necessary for everybody.
Everybody.
And I'm not trying to say, okay, because I know there's many options until when it comes to planning and arranging funeral services with a loved one, with a family. And I know a lot of loved ones want to say like, hey, we probably want to view like an hour prior to the service at a church. Okay, my thing is this. I'm not trying to, knock no one down, families or no one. But my suggestion is that maybe as a funeral director, you can arrange for the family to come into the funeral home privately, and to view their loved one just in case if something, because you know what I'm saying, if you have the body present in the church, and if the family doesn't like this or they don't agree with the way they loved one look, because hey,
it's too late at that point. Yeah,
it's too late at that point.
Right.
And so my thing is that I'm not trying to knock families down from their decisions, but I highly would recommend the family to come into the funeral home to view, just in case, hey, we need to call the embalmer back in, or if I'm the embalmer, we go back there and we do some adjustments, we do some work, and one thing we also want to make sure we ask the family, are you satisfied?
Right. And listen, sweetie, you said some great points, and I appreciate the fact that you called in. Thank you so much. I got to get to another caller, but say your name one more time, and if you want to shout out a funeral home out there, go ahead and shout it out for me.
Okay, so my name is Demonte Smith. And currently I'm not affiliated with any funeral home at the moment. I'm trying to get my apprenticeship going somewhere. But definitely I'm gonna give a shout out to all the hard-working funeral homes in the nation, not just in a specific area, because it's not hard to work at all. But we do have to remain, and we have to understand that family comes first.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Dante. Thank you so much for calling in. You have a good day.
You too.
Good luck to you, okay? All right, bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, my goodness. He had some very, very great points. It's not, like I said again, it's not about the money. It should never be all about the money. It should always be about that family and what's best for that family and what's best for that loved one. Y'all, we gotta take care of the loved ones. Oh Lord, is there anybody else? Come on, dial that number if you want to chit chat with Ray, and you got to keep it a little brief, y'all, because I'm trying to keep my show for like an hour and 15 minutes. So anybody else have anything else to say on that topic? Are you bold enough to call in? Are you bold? And let me tell you, because I have a family that I'm working with that once they service, like I said, they want their service further out. And actually, too, they're waiting on funds. And so they are wanting, they're trusting that we know what we're talking about when we say that, hey, your loved one is being well kept where they are, and we're going to pick up at a later date. Listen, when I saw this story, I said, no, ma'am. What we going to do is we going to pick them up. So I'm going to pick them up tomorrow. I said, no, we going to pick them up, and we going to do what we can to make sure that this loved one is taken care of, because we know we got the family. We know that the funds that they're waiting on is guaranteed. I'm not worried about it. We gonna make sure to go get this loved one, because I don't want no stuff. They're trusting our word, and our word is everything. It's everything. So we're going to pick that loved one up and make sure that that loved one is good to go for their services. So anybody else want to say something on this topic? Please call that number. And otherwise, I'm just gonna wrap it up. I did want to talk about a little bit about the situation of the young lady that unfortunately was so reckless and negligent and ran that light and hit those people and killed those people. Y'all, that hit did it resonate with you, that story, when you saw it? I don't know, because we drive over there all the time. So that story resonated with me so much. I was just like, I was so impacted by that story, and especially when I saw what happened. Like, I'm like, there was no brakes. That light was green for a long time. Them people were going through that light for quite some time before she zoomed in and ran through it. And I'm like, and usually it's kind of weird, because usually there's cars sitting there waiting at the light. There were no cars sitting there waiting at the light. That is a very high traffic area, and I couldn't believe there was no car sitting there waiting at the light. But I mean, it doesn't matter. People lost their lives, and even if some cars was sitting there waiting at the light, that person, whoever was sitting there waiting at the light, would have lost their life. It doesn't matter. Lives were lost, and it was so senseless and so reckless. And if that was my family member, I wouldn't be able to understand that. I would not be able to understand somebody driving because they're so distraught or hurt or whatever. It seemed to me, on the outside looking in, it seemed like she had a death wish. It was suicide. She was trying to commit suicide. And you gonna choose my family? All the time I'm driving, y'all, when these kids, these young people, sometimes be some older people too, be driving crazy and reckless, especially over here on Manchester. Oh my gosh. I'll be like, be a daredevil with your life, not mine. She survived. She got little scratches and stuff on her arm. How she survived that, I don't know. But I believe, this is just me, this is my thoughts, my opinion. I believe that the Lord kept her here for a reason. He kept her here to suffer. Make sure she suffer because of the fact of how many lives she took. She was trying to take, you gonna try to take your own? Go jump off a bridge. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, and that seemed harsh, but I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to take your life? Go do that. Especially, who is taking a car and running through stuff? Cause you mad. Who doing that? And who doing that as suicide? Who doing that? If you want to do that, go and do that, and do it with a tree, a wall, not through traffic. Gosh, those babies. The babies. I don't care what the state of California recognize or don't recognize. That was a baby. That was a baby. She was what, 8 months? That was a baby. That was a developed baby. And then an 11-month, oh my God. One of the ladies was your friend's sister? I did not know that. Lachelle, oh my God. Was so unrecognizable. Lachelle just shared with me that one of the loved ones that lost their lives that day, oh, make me cry, oh my gosh, was a sister, right? You said a sister of one of your friends? And they didn't get the call until days later because of how unrecognizable her remains was. When y'all, and I think too, this resonates with me because I've been in myself a number of accidents, and not just me, meaning me being involved in the accident, but me being a passenger in the car. I've been in a lot of accidents as a passenger, and then I've disclosed to you guys the most recent accidents that I had within a year of each other, which neither one was my fault. One, I was sitting at a light and got slammed into, rear-ended. And then another one, a young lady decided that she was going to just go through the red light. Thank God. And that's probably why this resonates with me so much, because that could have been me. Yeah. That could have been me. Thank God it wasn't. She wasn't going that fast, and I was in my utility vehicle. I was in my van, because how hard she hit me, it spun the van. So if I was in my car, oh, I probably wouldn't have lost my life, but I would have been badly hurt. Way worse than what I was. So to God be the glory for that. But these families can't say that. Oh, God. These families cannot say that their loved ones just, escaped death. My heart and my prayers go out to those families, all of those families who are now having to plan services. I don't know if they've already had their services yet. Probably not. Yeah, probably not, because of the situation. I mean, the coroners have to do their investigation and all of that. So, but they're in the midst of planning services right now for their loved ones. And I know a lot of people have asked me, have I gotten any? No, we have not. I'm assuming some of the larger funeral homes, the more well-known, we will get there. But some of them probably have those loved ones. And I want to get to the point where stuff like that, I can just do it pro bono. That's where I want. That's the, whew. But I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I get emotional, but no one is calling me. What's going on? Y'all gonna make Miss Beverly call. I'm here. I finally try to work something out for y'all. Y'all know you want to call and talk to me. Y'all being scared. Come on. Call me, please. I want to talk to you guys. I want your thoughts on this topic, on either one of these topics, you guys. The one that the funeral home that's being sued, or the topic of the recklessness of the driver that tragically killed those people a couple of weeks ago. Please, I would like to know your thoughts on that. Please call the number 424-261-3849. This is the number for this show. Of course, the number will be deleted after this show, and a new number will come up for the next show. But I want to know, come on, y'all. Thank you, Dante, for being my only caller. Is that it? We gonna end the show right here. I'm gonna need y'all to call me. Or are y'all trying to call me? No, y'all not. Call me. No, I'm just kidding. It better not be you. No. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for calling. You are live with ExquisitelyRay. How you doing?
Hi. Thank you so much for asking. And I am on your lives all the time. I watch all your videos.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Do you have...
Yes, I love your staff and your entire staff.
Oh, so thank you so much. And whoever is calling right now, call me back, okay? So, listen, what is your name and where are you from?
I'm Crystal. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, Crystal. Thank you so much. Which topic did you want to touch on?
About the car crash.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to say, as I said in the chat, that we just really have to stay prayed up. The enemy is so busy right now. They've taken God out of so many things.
Yeah.
So the enemy has to come in to just what the scriptures say: kill, steal, and destroy. And that's exactly what's going on now. These people have no oomph about their lives or any other lives.
Right.
They are just taking lives, just all the time, every day. The school shootings, they're going in, just killing people, then killing themselves. All the people are killing their kids and their moms.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Going on daily because no one is talking about God anymore. Everything is so worldly. So it seems like people have nothing to live for at all.
Right.
So they don't even feel like there's any consequences, and then we're losing all our enforcement. Like the police departments are quitting. We had police departments here, full police departments, just full police departments that have just quit. They're not even in action anymore. We can ride around the city and you can hardly see any police cars. So people are doing things now that they know that they possibly can get away with.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just really send up my prayers for all those families involved. And I, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I'm glad that she lived, like you said, so that she could feel. I want her to see all those faces of those loved ones, who that she's hurt and harmed.
Yes.
Because every one of those people are affected by that. But she still gets to live. Her family still gets to see her. But I hope she dreams of them.
Right.
I hope she sees them and sees that baby every time.
Oh my gosh. Every time.
Every time. Yep. Yeah, but I appreciate you. I won't take up one time, but thank you. I love you guys so much.
Oh my gosh, I love you too. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it so much. And
safe.
And you too. Be safe. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, y'all! I'm excited because it's working. Oh my gosh. I got a call-in show now. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for you guys helping me out. I appreciate it so much. If that caller that called in while I was on the other call, look, because I haven't figured it out yet, y'all. I don't know how to answer and put you in a queue, and I don't know how to do all that yet. So I'm just doing what I can so that, I can have a call-in show. So please, please, please bear with me. We're working it out. And if you have any pointers and tips for me, please send it to my email. I will gladly read through it and try to get better. But if that caller still wants to call back, let me know. Call back. Otherwise, I'm just going to wrap it up right here. You guys, like the last caller said, we definitely, I don't like to make everything about spiritual, but we can't help it. We can't help it. What's going on today, all the stuff that's going on, like she said, people killing each other, not only just killing each other, but killing their kids. And why you got to take to go live? Why you got to go live to announce it? Why? Why do you have to go live to announce that you about to kill yourself, kill your kids, and do all that, and then show your kid? And that's the last image that the family gets to see of that person, and not. And then we looking at just do it and do what? Do it yourself. Leave the babies alone. Leave the babies alone. Leave other family, leave other folk alone. Okay? If you gonna go hurt yourself, you feel like you can't take it no more, you can't make it no more. We want you to, we will hope you will get some type of mental help. But if not, and you just dead set on doing it, do it by yourself. Okay? Away from others. Okay? Do it to yourself, not to anybody else. Why you gotta go and shoot up a school and this is the way you want to go out? You gonna go shoot up some babies. You gonna go shoot up some people's babies because whatever's going on in your mind. But you know what? Those people, they still alive, right? Wait, the last one, no, he killed himself, right? The one, the Texas, one in Texas. Did he kill himself? Or y'all help me out. Did he kill himself or was he taken into custody? I think he killed himself. But the one that shot up the grocery store in Buffalo, was it Buffalo, New York? Was it? He was taken unharmed into custody. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's just too many of them to even remember. It just doesn't make any sense. Do it to yourself. Leave other folk alone. I'm serious. Like, leave your family alone. You want to commit suicide? You can, hey, you know what? You can I don't even want to say that. Never mind. Because I was going to say you can videotape yourself doing that to yourself. No, we don't want to see that either. We don't want to see that either. But just, y'all get some mental help. Check on your loved ones. Make sure they mentally fine. And check on these young people, y'all. Because they on this internet. This internet is the devil. I have another caller. But they gone. So, the internet is the devil. What happened, caller? Did you get scared? But the internet is the devil, you guys. You guys got to make sure that your young people are not going into the dark web, is what they call it, and getting into these chats that they don't need to be into, because this world is evil. It's sick. It's evil. It's twisted. And man, y'all stay prayed up. That's all. That's all. If you guys want to support my channel, you see my Cash App is right there. Thank you so much in advance. Thank you so much for the likes, you guys. I appreciate everybody that stayed on with me on today. And you guys pray for those families. Pray for everybody that's grieving right now and grieving the loss of a loved one right now. And you guys be safe. Always check on your loved ones and love on your loved ones, because you have no idea when it will be your last time. It could be any one of our last day, moment, second. Just never know. So until the next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. And that's it. Be blessed. Mwah. Bye, guys.